let's talk about one of my favorite. This is modern games, video games
Yeah.
in a nutshell, right? Like, this is everything wrong with AAA gaming in one image. So there's a brand new Star Wars video game coming out. It's open world RPG. It's everything Star Wars people have wanted since Knights of the Old Republic. Um, that was the game, right? KOTOR, yeah, Knights of the Old
Yep, yep.
Republic. But of course, it's made by Ubisoft, so it's gonna blow.
Yeah.
That's really, I don't know how else to kind of pitch that to people, but like it's gonna be
Well, it's
bad because Ubisoft is behind it. It's just gonna be another Far Cry movie with with
yeah, all they
a
know
Star
how to
Wars
do is
spin.
that like Far Cry Assassin's Creed system that they use for everything now. And Ubisoft used to be amazing. Back with the older Splinter Cell titles,
Yeah.
Ghost Recon, Rainbow Six Vegas, all like they even with their other like unique different stuff, they're like Beyond Good and Evil. So you saw a lot of different
It used
styles
to
of
be
games.
guaranteed. Yeah, they were like
And they were good.
it was
Yeah.
like old Square Enix for me. Like, oh, it's a new Square Enix game.
Right.
I know nothing about it. It's $60. I'll buy it.
Yeah, I
You
used
didn't even have to
Ubisoft
question it.
used they used to be one of my favorites. I was like, "Oh, yeah, anything that they were coming out with, I was interested." And then all of a sudden, they come out with Assassin's Creed, which there are good Assassin's Creed games, but then they started implementing that, "Oh, well, let's have a crowd-based system. Let's have this open world system and do this Far Cry Assassin's Creed style thing for everything that we make now." And it's just been trash, especially when you consider all the woke ideology that they've also inserted into everything.
Yeah, this is the face model of the main character of Star Wars, by the way.
Mhm.
This woman is a traditional beautiful woman,
Right.
and they made her look. I mean, why do you even have models?
I know, and I don't understand the graphics. It looks like that puppet. It's a movie that America.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
yeah, yeah. Team America. Yeah,
yeah, it looks like a puppet. I don't get. We have progressed this far with graphical technology to make some impressive stuff, and this is what they come out with. I like PS2 graphics better than this. This is ugly.
this is if you've been playing video games for as long as Melanie and I, who Melanie's almost 40 years old. She looks pretty good for her age though. The the thing is, this level of like humanoid graphics in video games has plateaued like 10 years ago.
I
Like, why are all the
know.
characters still ugly? Like, I don't. First of all, if this is really the actress, this person doesn't even. She doesn't have a dimple chin. The
Right.
face structure is
They made her
totally
chin
different.
longer. It's like they
They do that to masculine, make
they
it look more masculine.
exaggerated her. Yeah,
Yeah, normal
exactly.
woman,
That's
Western
what
Games woman.
they did.
Yeah.
That's and they I think the reason why they hire a real model because even though they're not going to use her really, that they do that because it's a shield. Because when people say, "Why is this character ugly?" then it's like,
Oh
"But
yeah.
wait a minute, this is a real woman. They try to gaslight you into thinking you're crazy for because oh look, this model is beautiful. How can you say she's ugly?" And also they want to guilt trip you. Oh, if you say she's ugly, that means you're saying the model is ugly. And that, oh my goodness, I caught
How
backlash.
would you feel? How would you feel if you were her?
I
Like,
know.
I'd be like,
And
"What the hell? What did you
yeah,
do?" I looked like the dude from the Warriors movie.
and that this happened with the Horizon Forbidden West
Yeah,
DLC.
true.
And I said in that video how ugly the character was. I didn't know that they modeled her after a real woman, but the model made a TikTok video mad at me. And the thing is, the model was pretty and the character was ugly. So it was another one of those situations, but that ended up backfiring really hard on her and she had to take her stuff down. But
Oh, she
anyway,
took it down? Yeah, well, because
she did.
you didn't call her ugly, you said the character was ugly. Like,
Yes.
any idiot knows that, and, like, the weird thing is, by the way, just if allow us to nerd out, I try to, like, keep the nerd stuff to I try to keep it, like, mostly news, but nerd stuff is important to both of us too.
Yeah.
Like, dude, like, it's like, there's so many burning questions, like, why isn't there an open world Pokemon game? Why
I
isn't there an open
know.
world Star Wars game? And then you get one, Like, dude, I would play the hell out of like an open. Could you imagine? Why doesn't that exist? Why isn't
Yeah.
there a literal like we have just a real MMO, Pokemon MMO?
I would
Like,
love
oh, I
that.
would play that forever. Like,
Yep.
you have beautiful, like just Final Fantasy VII type landscapes, graphics, you know,
Yeah.
different types of worlds. When you go to get different types of Pokemon, you could get mounts. You could use your Pokemon as mounts. Like, it would be, why didn't that exist? Oh, they just put out the same boring remake Pokemon games every 2 years from Game Freak and everyone buys it.
Yep.
And like, this is the same reason. You know, Ubisoft puts out the same game, Far Cry 4, Far Cry 5, Far Cry New Dawn, Far Cry 6. They're all the same game. They look exactly the same graphically. Gameplay is the same. Bugs are the same. People buy them.
Yep.
Look, this is what the journalists, by the way, are saying. This game looks terrible. And the journalists, okay, here's IGN's, just a short clip from IGN's video, which has about 100,000 dislikes compared to a few thousand upvotes. I'm having fun. I'm having a blast with Star Wars fighting mechanics. Video game completely broken beyond belief, and NPCs wondering what the hell am I doing for. Here's 8 seconds of the journalist shilling for how awesome this game is.
As such, the blaster battles felt like they had meaningful stakes, and the stealth gameplay had a bit of weight to it because I knew that I'd be up against it. As such,
what?
Blaster
like that things like just like
it looks. Yeah, the AI is so dumb. I think Ubisoft's in not in a good place right now with this and with their Assassin's Creed Shadows backlash and all that. It's not going to be good for them with these games.
And by the way, I don't want any more. Thank God we have another fugly female protagonist to play in video games.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, this is why you ended up seeing games like Stellar Blade, which in my opinion, okay, now I don't want to piss anyone off, was mid. Okay.
I agree.
It wasn't that great. All right.
Agree.
And I told people many times in my coverage of that video game, don't buy it just like I think buying stuff to own the chuds is dumb. Don't buy stuff to own people. And Stellar Blade was fine. It was not a masterpiece. Everyone's already forgotten about it. And the same thing here, like, yeah, you had a good-looking character, and that's all it took. Imagine if you have good-looking characters and an amazing game.
I know, but that's one thing that a lot of these companies are underestimating and undervaluing, though, is having an attractive character and a nice, appealing art style to look at. And in this case, the game just looks ugly. The main character looks ugly. The environments, the colors, everything looks ugly. Compare this to something like Beyond Good and Evil that came out on GameCube that aesthetically looks so much better. I know the likes and dislikes.
It has 96,000 dislikes. Like,
yeah.
What is everyone highlighting here? Let's see. Most replayed. Let's see. Why is it replayed so much?
I don't know why they play that part. I think because they want to look at the character, which
that's why.
But this looks just like Rise of the Tomb Raider. It looks just like Rise of the Tomb Raider. That part does. They're trying to mimic reboot Tomb Raider because that's anytime they're main female character. Let's look to Crystal Dynamics and what they're doing with Tomb Raider. They've been ruining Tomb Raider, running it to the ground. But for some reason, all this female-led stuff, they want to take inspiration from that. Even with Perfect Dark coming out, they even hired Crystal Dynamics to work on that. And of course, as to be expected, Joanna Dark went from being just amazingly beautiful to now looking like a dude and ugly.
Yeah, and all the top comments. Quote, how to save 80 euros in 10 minutes, 7,000 likes.
Yeah.
The power of 1, the power of 2, the power of don't pre-order. For those who can't see dislikes, it has 95,000 of them. Ubisoft's downfall needs to be studied. Calm down, guys. This footage is from Nintendo GameCube version. Yeah, I mean, like, that thermal detonation, that must be what everyone's looking at. That thermal detonation is the worst I've seen in a modern video game. Let me go back and look at that. By the way, this is from a cutscene. Oh my god, it does look terrible.
It looks awful.
Look at the explosion. It looks like Master Shake. Like, if I had...
Even the voiceover.
If I go to Master Shake... Here.
Well, the phone's broken. Well, now it is.
Right here. There.
Wow, it does.
It's the same explosion as Master Shape.
Wow.
That dog blew up again.
Oh, the eyeball Carl episode is great.
That's
This
funny.
game is not going to be good. Everything about this game, and again, like if you look at, I wish I had seen like Star Wars tweeted out the official Star Wars account. I couldn't find the tweet. It was like, oh, here's your first look at 4K, whatever, and they were just getting shredded in the replies. Like, can we? This is also, by the way, this is obviously the fault of Lucasfilm.
Right.
This is the fault of, look, I know I don't like to admit this, but I like sports. Melonie likes sports too. We like sports. We don't care who knows, from football something to the, how's that song gonna go? You ever hear that song? Yeah.
Oh, I haven't seen this.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah. It's shout out Lonely Island. It's a great song. But the hey, anyway, listen to the song. It's funny. But anyway, I stopped buying Madden many years ago because I got sick of it. It was like the same game.
Same thing every year.
Reused assets. I want to play a football game so bad. But you know what? The NFL kept giving the damn license to EA and EA only.
Yep.
This year, I think for the first time ever, there's another NFL football game coming out. And I think it's from 2K, which is like great. Another, but like I forget, maybe chat knows, but there's another football game coming out. I'm like, thank God. Like, hopefully it will push EA, because so many people like me it's like the same thing with Call of Duty.
Right.
Like, everyone's like, nobody complains more about Call of Duty than the people who keep buying it every year and paying for the pre-release and the $100 super big dong edition, so they can play it one day early. Everybody does it. And like, I do it too. I admit it. I buy Call of Duty practically every year. And every year I'm like, stupid. Like, I just know, but I do it anyway. This is what it is with Star Wars. Like, Lucasfilm gave the same freaking title to EA and Ubisoft. Like, let someone else make the game.